Hi, folks. This is Equilibrium team here. Thanks very much for joining today's 21st meeting. We are super excited to host you as always. We are doing that on a monthly basis, getting together all the community and everyone who is interested in our progress in terms of Equilibrium and our Kusama-based project called Genshiro. So today I'm joined by my colleagues who will be sharing a lot of exciting things. But firstly, as always, we will start off with self-introductions. To kick off, let me intro myself. I'm Alex, the CEO and the founder with the Equilibrium team. I'm responsible for the overall company strategy and also involved in different other operations, including product development. Without further ado, let me pass it over to my colleagues to introduce themselves as well. Peter, do you want to take over?
Yeah, thank you, Alex. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you here once again. My name is Peter, and as usual, I'm the tech team manager with the Equilibrium team. So now I'm passing back to Natalie.
Hi guys, my name is Natalie from the business development team. So my main responsibility including forming a partnership with various parachain teams and also XCM integration, liquidity bootstrapping process, including some of the exciting things we're going to share later on. Thanks.
Amazing, thanks very much. So let me show my screen. As usual, we have prepared some slides for you. Our agenda, just real quick, first of all, we are super excited that we are preparing for the full-scale production launch of Equilibrium. So we will very soon go live with our Polkadot parachain and the handful lineup of DeFi products running there. And in terms of this preparation, we are going to release the closed beta in the beginning of September. We will touch on that in very detailed manner during the presentation. And to kick off, we'll remind you the key Equilibrium's functionality for those who are not that familiar with the project or actually maybe forgot what exactly we're building. So we'll remind you and also tell you how exactly you can earn on being active during our closed beta. So this is something that we'll definitely encourage you to at least apply for our closed beta sort of environments, and looking forward to having you with us. So there will be some other updates on our business development side and community side, respectively our community transition from our existing Telegram channels to Discord. We'll be also touching on the xDOT developments. We'll definitely touch on our progress with regards to the Genshiro's roadmap of improvements according to our commitments that we have given when we withdrawn the proposal, the treasury proposal on Kusama, and then we will dive into our development updates so far. So this is the agenda. Just as I mentioned, just to kick things off, we really wanted to remind you what exactly we're building on Polkadot and why it's very important for the ecosystem. The idea behind the Equilibrium's platform is to unite most of the sustained DeFi use cases under one umbrella and launch products that will be leveraging the same liquidity pools, given that all of them will be creating sort of synergetic effects. And what's the most important, we are solving a couple of the main hurdles for the current DeFi markets. One of them is the capital inefficiency, because in the most of DeFi protocols, you cannot leverage your assets, your capital in the efficient way, because the collateralization requirements are quite high and so on and so forth. And the second hurdle is the liquidity fragmentation across multiple protocols, and we are kind of solving that by uniting again all these use cases under one umbrella and introducing real cross-chain interoperable environment. With regards to the capital inefficiency, we're introducing the platform which allows for real high leverage on borrowing and trading without risk to the overall system stability. That is very important, and actually it became possible thanks to the enormous amount of innovations, financial engineering on the background. So let me briefly walk you through the key functionality of the Equilibrium platform. First of all, the platform is comprised of three main components. The first one is the money markets. The money markets allows for lending and borrowing of digital assets. Respectively, it's like pooled lending protocol with high leverage. The key features of that is that it applies like real low collateral requirements, probably the lowest one in the space. Critical collateralization on our money markets is as low as 105%. We are also introducing the innovative approach to loan pricing, like respectively, there is the programmatic interest rate in place, which is based on risk assessments, which is constantly undergoing in our platform. And this is really important, and it's very fair towards our borrowers, because they actually can set collateralization ratio on sort of on their loans, or provide less volatile collateral in order to lower their interest they pay on their loans. So meaning that they can affect this interest rate by some, practical actions. That's definitely not possible on most of the lending protocols, including major ones on Ethereum, like Compound or Aave. And this is one of the key differentiators of us compared to other protocols. So the second important component of the platform is the order book-based DEX. This DEX introduces the spot market functionality with margin trading, and later on we'll also introduce perpetual markets as well. This DEX is allowing for trading on margin with leverage up to 20x. So what's special about that is that like you can first of all, like use the portfolio of assets that you are depositing into the system as a margin, and the margin requirements are really not high. So we're also introducing the API for professional market makers, and there is also a way for liquidity providers to earn passive income by depositing funds into the dedicated market making pools that are being used by market makers for placing orders on the order book. And actually, liquidity providers, they can enjoy DeFi-like passive income without the need to do the actual market making. The third major component of the system is the sort of lineup of synthetic assets that we are introducing. Like, first of all, we have the decentralized stablecoin in place, which is really advanced, and compared to other contenders on the markets, it has the decent setup of advanced features. Like, first of all, it's backed by portfolio of assets rather than just single collateral vaults, how it's implemented on MakerDAO and all other kind of copies of MakerDAO. So we are utilizing the other kind of technical advantages of our platform, respectively the innovative bailout mechanics, which is designed to solve the problem of inefficient auctioning during liquidations of bad debts in the system. And also it implements the programmatic interest rates that I've touched on when I was explaining the features of our money market. So our stablecoin also inherits this advantage, and when you are generating EQD stablecoins against the collateral of your digital assets, you can actually expect interest rate that fluctuates depending on your actions in the system. So literally, you are setting interest on loans that you're generating in our system. So the second important synthetic asset that we have on the platform is xDOT. This is the liquid dot wrapper against dots that people are collateralized, like locking in crowd loans, voting for their favorite parachains on Polkadot. And if you are participating through our platform, you eventually get xDOT, which is the liquid dot wrapper, and you can use it for multiple purposes on the Equilibrium's platform, respectively. Use it either as collateral to take out loans in different assets, including our again stablecoin, or you can actually borrow some other assets if you wish, like for example dots, if you want to get more dots to participate in other crowd loans, or for example you can leverage for other stablecoins available on the platform. So here's you have quite a bunch of flexibility. Yeah, so given that, like, we are super excited about these developments. We've been building that for more than 2.5 years till now, and we are quite far with the actual deliverables. And right now we're getting prepared for our full-scale production launch. So in terms of these preparations, we are super excited to announce our closed beta launch, which is expected in early September. So this closed beta will be like full-fledged event for our community, for external communities as well, and it will last for 2 weeks. So right now we are preparing for this closed beta launch. In terms of this closed beta launch, there will be only 500 spots available for those who apply for participation. So we'll be selecting people for this, and actually everyone who will eventually participate in closed beta, they will have an opportunity to play with all the functionality before it will go live and will be open to the general crowd. And actually, everyone who will get access to the closed beta, they will receive virtual assets to play with, and the functionality that will be available is obviously all the functions of the money markets. You will be able to borrow and lend different assets. You'll be able to play with the insurance pool to secure loans there and earn yield. And you also will be able to try out our DEX with the spot market functionality. So here you can see the list of supported assets here on the slides. Like we will support obviously Equilibrium native assets, respectively the EQ token and the EQD stablecoin. There will be ecosystem native assets available, like Polkadot, Glimmer, Moonbeam's token, respectively, Akka of Akala, Para of Parallel, Astar's token. There will be a Tether from the state mine, also Interlace, InterBTC. There will be external native assets like Ethereum, Bitcoin, and BNB, and external ERC20 assets like USDC. So for now, when this closed beta will go live, all these assets will be represented in their kind of virtual form. So you will be able to play with these virtual assets without the risk of losing money. So this is really important. But maybe what's the most important, that you actually can try to be one of lucky early adopters and actually try out to be accepted for the closed beta. So here you can see the QR codes on the screen, and if you scan it, you will actually follow the link and find there the application form, which will actually be live until September the 3rd. So you need to apply and then wait until you get selected. You will receive all the instructions via email. So why exactly you need to participate in that? Like we have developed the activity support program that will reward beta users. The program allocation is over $40,000 worth of Q tokens, and again, only 500 users will be eligible to participate in this closed beta. From the number of those who actually apply right now through the application form that I've shared on the previous slide. So how exactly it will work? Like when you will get approved for the closed beta, you will receive all the instructions, and on the decided date in the beginning of September, the beta will be open for this limited group of people. So when beta starts, everyone of this group will receive the virtual portfolio of $25,000 worth virtual assets. And during 2 weeks after that, you'll be able to play with system functionality. Respectively, you'll be able to borrow, lend, trade, insure loans in the system, and earn different rewards, and do basically whatever you want. So you can be free in terms of strategies that you will take in the system. But as of beta closing, we will calculate the balances on the accounts of all beta testers. And actually, users with the maximum portfolio value at the end of the beta phase, they will get rewarded according our activity support program. So in terms of these rewards, we have different categories. Like the reward schedule looks as follows. So first of all, we have the general individual qualification, meaning that like from all the top 50 users qualified by the balance of their accounts at the end of the closed beta, all of them will receive certain rewards. Like the maximum rewards will be given to the top one community member, like beta participants, who will get the most of balance on their wallets. This participant will get respectively 650,000 EQ tokens. This is like really huge amount. Like the second place in the overall qualification will get respectively 400,000 EQ tokens as a reward. And actually, top three participants will get 150 EQ tokens as rewards. Other top 50 will get 30,000 EQ tokens as rewards, and actually, it will be like kind of our welcoming bonus for overall testing. So if it comes to like other rewards, so we're expecting to engage with external communities who might be interested in participation in this event. And besides like the overall qualification, there will be individual qualification across these communities. So respectively, there will be like specific qualification for the Genshiro and Equilibrium community, meaning that everyone who participated in crowd loans in Genshiro or Equilibrium, or supported on us in different other events, and subscribed to any kind of whitelist or something. So respectively, if we know this person and know their kind of address, Polkadot address, like if you will be subscribing to the waitlist for this closed beta event with this address, you'll be considered as a part of Equilibrium Genshiro team. So if you are the part of Equilibrium Genshiro team and you manage to get on top 10 positions, you will be additionally rewarded. Like top first participant will get 130,000 additional EQs. Top second will get 80,000. Top third will get 40,000, and others will get some other amounts. Individual qualification with other community teams will also work the same way, like respectively top first community member who from the individual qualification in terms of this particular community will get 650,000 EQs, and others will get slightly less. Actually, we will publish the article which will explain all this activity support program in greater detail, like real soon. So again, if you're participating in the closed beta right now, and if you subscribe for our kind of through our application form, then you will be eligible for to be qualified for the closed beta participation. Again, there is just 500 spots available, so please be quick. This number is filling up real fast. So I encourage you to go to our application form right away and subscribe for our whitelist for that. Maybe the last but not least, there will be also qualification across all the teams participating in the closed beta, like respectively, one team is one community. And the team that will get the most of balances, like during this participation, will share the rewards of 1,300,000 EQ tokens. Really huge. I think that's pretty much it. So with regards to our closed beta testing, so let me take it over to Natalie. She will walk you through other updates.
Sure. Thanks, Alex. Yeah. So the next announcement would be our community is now moving to Discord. We will be moving to Discord, and basically our Telegram group will be put into a read-only mode starting 25th of August, which is like today. The reason being because we think that the Discord is a better channel, like a serve as a unified server for our community, because we have different segregated sections for different kind of topics, like the news, like products related, products feedback, and some tech chat and some strategy chat as well. So we think we can better engage with our community on the Discord channel. So I really encourage everybody to just like move on to Discord right now. Here is a QR code where you can just scan and join our Discord. Yep. Next slide, please, Alex.
Okay.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah, the next thing that I would like to share about is actually we are relaunching our xDOT functionality on Equilibrium. Since Equilibrium is launching its parachain to production pretty soon, so the xDOT that we will be relaunching will be distributed on Equilibrium parachain right now. So currently we are supporting two projects via xDOT. One is Crust and one is Aventus. Okay, maybe this table is kind of confusing. Maybe let me further clarify slightly. Like for Crust, you can see here 20,000 Crust token. That is actually their basic crowd loan reward pool with a max cap of 100,000 DOT. So that is the standard, their standard crowd loan reward. But on top of that, we are allocating extra 250K of EQ tokens to whoever who support Crust via xDOT. So it's live now. Everybody can just go to our xDOT page on equilibrium.io to contribute to Crust and get that additional EQ reward from us. But a 20K Crust is the standard crowd loan reward. And as for Aventus, we are also supporting their crowd loan. Their crowd loan will officially go live on 29th of August, but we can already start helping the project to collect DOT. So right now you can already start contributing your DOT via xDOT on our as well. And the 600K AVT loan base. Sorry, some disturbance. Yeah, basically that's it. So just wanted to urge everybody, whoever who are interested in supporting these two projects, can basically go to our xDOT page. Yep. Thank you very much. I pass on back to you, Alex.
Nice, thanks. Yeah, thanks, Natalie. Yeah, definitely. xDOT is a nice opportunity for you guys to keep your dots liquids, even if you lock them for crowd loans in of different projects that you support. And like the next topic we want to touch on is the improvements of Genshiro. So we've been working on improving user experience there, and actually like keeping our promises that we have given to our community during the latest events been actually held on Kusama when we put out the treasury proposal and eventually would have withdrawn that. So we have, like, if you can remember, we have put together the comprehensive roadmap of what exactly we gonna accomplish in the closest future to improve like user experience significantly, like, and make the life of our users like even easier. So let me take it over to Peter because he was curating that on the on the dev side, and he will share with you some details on what exactly we have completed and how this is important for Genshiro, how exactly this simplifies like user experience, and what's coming next in terms of our roadmap.
Yes, definitely. Thank you very much, Alex. Well, pretty much you can see everything that we've committed to on the screen, and on the left is the part that has been done. On the right, the part that still has to be done. If we dwell into some of the specifics, well, as Alex said, when we were applying for a treasury proposal, we've received a lot of community feedback. Some of that feedback was positive, some negative, but overall it was a lot of constructive steps that community suggested we should take. And those steps materialized in these bullet points you see on the slide currently. Amongst most important ones are, of course, the enabling of Genshiro token transfers, then the pseudo removal, integration with Subscan, and pretty much that all has been done. Subscan, right now as we speak, they just sent me the link for the testing environment, and if we see that everything is okay there, they will launch live tomorrow. There is also a request to open up new trading pairs, but unfortunately we don't have liquidity to provide it into the order book. So we encourage users to actually go there themselves and make the market, take the market, and pretty much start interacting with each other. The more actively you do it, the more liquidity there will be sitting in the order book eventually. Also, I wouldn't say it's a minor front-end fixes. We had a lot of bugs we identified ourselves internally, so we were fixing them all. There's still lots of other bugs and lots of other improvements we're looking in terms of our front-end in Genshiro, so we're working on that too. And other stuff is in progress. Of course, the main and big challenging task we've been up past, I would say, 2 months with all of the dev team is actually introduction of lending functionality and splitting lenders and bailsmen. And that is ready already. And we're preparing a test net to launch it locally so we can play there internally first, have our all tests performed, and then we can roll out it to Genshiro. And this also involves discount rates on various assets. So those two bullets will be closed in a matter of several weeks, I would say. Same with the governance portal setup. Today, just today, I was discussing the setup with Polk Assembly. That's like a front-end interface for all the governance related stuff. And pretty much they asked us for the RPC endpoint to actually test their solution locally. So once we have our test net with all of the functionality rolled out, we will definitely try the governance as well. And once everything is tested there, it will move to production eventually. So I guess that's it for this slide. And yeah, let's hop on to the next one, Alex, where I will talk about the stuff. The dev team has been busy past months since the last time we met with you guys here. So pretty much, yeah, as you know, we've been busy with a lot of work to prepare to launch Equilibrium into production, and that means reworking of user flows, reworking of user interfaces, working on backend logic, and this lender functionality I already mentioned earlier. So we are really busy with all of that. We've also played with governance and democracy, and what we did, we analyzed the entire ecosystem, how they perform governance and democracy inside their parachains. In particular, we looked into Akala, Moonbeam, Astar, Parallel, and all of the top projects who won slots among the first ones. And we've gathered all of the parameters from their chains, looked at them, thought why are they this in particular, and are coming up with our own parameters right now. So once we play on a test net, expect us to roll out like a big explanation piece or a document in our documentation portal or an article in our social media channels where we'll be explaining the governance inside Genshiro and eventually in equilibrium in detail. Another big aspect of our work, which we have been busy past months, is the R&D on the bridging solutions. As you know, there are no native bridges inside the Polkadot ecosystem at the moment, and Parity, they are welcoming actually the development of this native solution, but it's not an easy and timely task. I would say it would take a lot of time and efforts to actually make this happen. So now we're looking into the solution where we would bridge assets via Moonbeam, because Moonbeam, they're connected with lots of different bridges, and some of the names you can see here on the screen. So multi-chain, Synapse, Cellar, Axelar, Ropt, Wormhole, and pretty much all of the chains they support, they're one way or another are interconnected with the Moonbeam EVM network. So the typical user flow would be to actually bridge assets to Moonbeam, and then XCM transfers them to Equilibrium, for example. Of course, we're looking into ways to abstract that away from users, and actually from the user perspective, that would be just one action, transfer assets to Equilibrium, and behind the scenes, all the bridging and XCM magic happens, and that's what we're currently exploring in the Moonbeam testnet. Okay. Also, me in particular, I was involved with the margining with orders rework, since right now we do it not optimally, in the sense that we margin all of the orders, even though you might have some of the balances sitting in your account. For example, if you have 10 Bitcoins sitting on your account and you want to sell them, there is no need to actually margin anything because you own those Bitcoins. But as soon as you want to sell 11, the margin will start kicking in, because you will be effectively borrowing one additional Bitcoin to sell it short. And it also works in the other direction. So if you have stable coins, EQD stable coins on your balance, and you want to buy something, you just reduce that balance. And as soon as you start lacking those stable coins on your balance, you are being put in debt, or effectively in margin, or effectively in leverage. And it was an interesting task, and hopefully pretty soon we will fix that too, and this will make our margining on DEX with orders twice as effective, I would say. You would be able eventually to place twice as many orders and not to worry much about the margin when you have a lot of orders sitting in the order book, which is really important for our market makers, by the way. For Equilibrium, we'll have two. It's a PNYX Ventures and GSR, who will be market making order books within our DEX. And we've learned from Genshiro that providing liquidity in all of the different assets is not optimal in terms of the liquidity utilization. So in Equilibrium, this will work this way. We'll have users post margin to market maker accounts, and market maker accounts will use that margin to actually either borrow stable coins by minting them, or borrow assets from lending pools to place ask side or sell side orders in the order book. And last but not least, as you know, front end works not only directly with the blockchain, but with the backend API, because we calculate a lot of stuff to make user life easier, like APRs. We build some graphs. We calculate some figures, like available to withdraw, available to borrow, etc., etc. And that is all done via API. And since we have recently migrated to our new version of balances within our database, where we pretty much gather all the events, transactions, and balance updates from the chain, and then build on top of that information all the rest information we need. And we are slowly migrating API for the front end to that balances version 2. So as usual, a lot of technical stuff, a lot of interesting stuff, but slow and steady. We're approaching our beta, and eventually we will approach our live launch, and we're all really looking into that, because we've built something awesome, and I can't wait till we show it off first to the beta participants and then to everyone else. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, Peter. Thanks very much for these updates. So I guess we need to look into the questionnaire section here, whether we have any questions from the community. Okay, so the first question here is the following. Just hold on a sec. I'll quit the demonstration mode. So September 17th goes full life. 2 weeks beta from September the 3rd. Good question. So first of all, we have not committed to particular dates of the beta launch. So it could be September the 3rd, but it could be slightly later. But nevertheless, it will happen in the beginning of September. So the beginning of September will be the time frame when we will be launching closed beta. And yes, after that, closed beta will last for 2 weeks. That's correct. However, after the closed beta ends, we will take 1 to up to couple of weeks to probably fix some issues if there will be any we'll discover during our beta testing. And yeah, so that's kind of something that we are expecting in terms of timings. So the next question, what steps are being taken in Equilibrium and Genshiro to avoid recent Acala incident wherein native stablecoin has been printed without any collateral? Yeah, so this is a great question, and actually at some parts it's a little bit hypothetical because we are really sorry about what's been done to Acala. Really sorry for our colleagues. Hopefully they will manage to get out of this situation and basically maintain the peg for their AUSD stablecoin. However, at this point, things are looking not that well, and as they mentioned in the official channels, there was a misconfiguration in one of their pools being launched with the Intel into BTC. So on our end, we are constantly performing like extensive testing on all the code that we are deploying into the production, and also we are undergoing cybersecurity audits. The next one is scheduled like real soon with one of the most prominent ecosystem auditors, SR Labs. And yeah, so we are kind of taking the problem of cybersecurity very seriously. So hopefully we definitely you cannot give like 100% guarantee that you're coding without bugs or something. But I think that most of critical vulnerabilities should be covered with our tests. So that's kind of we approach that. So Peter, if you want to add something on top of that, please feel free.
Yeah, definitely. Purely from the technical perspective, I believe we don't even have like a mint function you can call separately without any checks for the collateral. So it's just impossible to mint anything if you don't have any collateral.
Right. Yeah, so we are kind of performing all these background checks and actually the code base is quite consistent. So there's like multiple checks within the business logics whether particular action is allowed for users to perform or not, and like it checks all the conditions. So yeah, that's something that we're actually undertaking in terms of that.
Yeah, I would add more interesting stuff here, actually, Alex. The past week, which I've been breaking my head against, and yeah, a lot of interesting effects related to actually treating assets either as physical quantity or as a synthetical quantity inside. the system, and it relates to actually leveraging and this notion of the fractional reserve system, if the community is familiar with that. Pretty much like a bank can create like a lot of credit out of nowhere. There is actually a possibility of making that in Genshiro for right now, but we're still thinking on whether to allow this I don't know, feature to stay in an equilibrium or to cut it off completely. So I guess we'll ask our community by putting up like this sort of analytical piece with all the pros and cons. So yeah, people can decide for themselves if they're okay with that, if they're okay with the risks, potential risks the system can bear, and we can even have some kind of vote, for example. In general, it mostly affects bailsmen and insurers because they have to commit on securing the certain amount of debt in the system. And if we allow for that debt to grow unconditionally with a reserve factor, that raises several questions. Yeah.
Right. So here's the follow-up question from the same community member. They were asking, how will other protocol issues impact trading on other activities on Equilibrium and Genshiro? Are there any fail-safe measures in place to keep the community interested in the protocols in the long run? So I would say that like this is like the value of various ecosystem assets is decided by the markets, right? So if even it's like the pegging of stable coins, it means that the particular stable coin becomes either more expensive or less expensive than $1. And we will fairly price it in our system, and based on that, users will be able to play with these assets within our DEX, or there will be like respective actions taken within our money market. So whether it will be a margin call or something. Hopefully, like the overall system stability, I don't think that there will be like some significant impact of this type of events on the overall system stability. However, it might affect interests of particular like asset holders who hold these assets in their portfolio. But again, this has nothing to do with Equilibrium's kind of setup, Equilibrium's protocols and stuff. So that's just the matter of market conditions and so on and so forth.
Alex, I think the question is like something that happened to AUSD pool on Moonbeam, I would say. Like if there's uncontrolled issuance in another protocol, how can we protect against that? I have no idea, actually. Yeah, I mean, it's a market. Arbitrageurs, when they see an opportunity, they come in and they take on that opportunity. So you can't really protect against that. That's why it's a market.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That it's just all the matter of kind of market decision, and the market basically decides how much the particular asset is valued, right?
Yeah.
And if there is the arbitrage opportunity, I don't think there is any kind of bad situation if someone arbitrages a particular liquidity pool with another like external markets.
Yeah, after all, that's what makes market efficient. Yeah, arbitrage leads to no arbitrage. Yeah.
Okay, so there's another question. It's been popping up here and there all the time. So I can't spell it. So the guy is asking when you will hear PLO1 investors' questions. We are totally loose because of your decisions. Market cap will be $130 million at listing at our buy price. Well, so here's actually two things. Like first of all, like if you're referring to the market cap as of April 2021, I should admit that there was a completely different market situation. And if you even just were keeping dots in your wallets as of that time, you would lose like respectively according to the price drop of dots as an asset. And like right now, the overall kind of price of dots is like literally different to what we had in April 2021, right? So given that we think that we're actually not in a position to absorb like any price fluctuation of dots, and I don't think that we're in position to compensate something in terms of that, or do something around that. So yeah, if we will have any kind of further ideas on how we can actually work with that, we will definitely keep the community posted, if that makes sense. Okay, so we have still like 10 minutes left. So why don't we go through like once again through our closed beta reward program. Like I guess it will be nice to remind you guys like how exactly this works. Natalie, do you want to like once again reiterate what exactly we're offering to our beta participants in terms of their rewards? Natalie, are you here with us?
Did she freeze? I can't see. Yeah.
Okay. So probably here's another question. So will you ensure we don't algorithmic stablecoins based protocol assets on Genshiro Equilibrium? So seems like the question is whether EQD, our native stablecoin, is algorithmic. So it's not algorithmic. It's collateral, multi-collateral backed stablecoin, backed by the portfolio of assets, and it can be actually put into circulation just only in inflation rate.
Okay, I think we lost Alex. So can you guys hear me well? I can, yeah, take on that question. All right. So yeah, as Alex said, our stablecoin is in no way algorithmic. The way it differs from, let's say, for example, MakerDAO is the following. MakerDAO CDP collateral depth position, one collateral, one depth token. Equilibrium, you can bring in portfolios of collateral of assets and use that as collateral. The beauty of this thing, if your assets within your portfolio are uncorrelated, you can actually greatly reduce the risk your portfolio is having in the system, and thus reduce your interest rate. That means you can, when you use, for example, Bitcoin as a collateral, you pay one interest rate, but if you put stable coins into the mix and make your portfolio less volatile, you will be paying effectively lower interest rate. Same stuff applies, for example, for cross borrowing. If you use Bitcoin and you borrow Ethereum and sell it short, you have effectively have long Bitcoin position, short Ethereum position. Since those assets are highly correlated, when Bitcoin goes up, Ethereum goes up. When Bitcoin goes down, Ethereum goes down. and you have like this position, one long and one short, you offset your gains in Bitcoin by losses in Ethereum and vice versa. And this also makes your portfolio less volatile and less risky, and you end up paying less interest rate. So that's one aspect. Another aspect, we don't have these governance set collateral requirements like we have seen in MakerDAO, and governance set interest rates. Like no one comes into the system and says, all right, the interest rate will be 20% because whales decided it to be 20%, or the big EQ holders, they voted on some governance proposal to raise it to 20%. No, we calculate our interest rates programmatically on chain, and main factors which the interest rates are affected with are the leverage you as a borrower undertake and the portfolio risk you actually bear within the system. And I already told you about the portfolio risk, and the leverage is simple. If you have like a lot of collateral, a lot of debt, your leverage is high, you will be paying more. If you have little collateral, little debt, and your leverage is low, you will be paying less. So this is pretty straightforward. So that's number two difference between the classical, collateralized stablecoin approach. Number three, we have this notion of insurers or bailsmen within the system, and pretty much this insurance pool, it makes the notion of keepers useless, because no one needs to actually monitor auctions where the auctioning of bad debt or liquidated positions happens. But rather in Equilibrium, liquidity, insurance liquidity is brought in advance. And then when borrowers liquidate, their liquidated collateral and liquidated debt is spread among the insurance pool. And it's up to the individual people or funds or whoever who might be sitting in the insurance pool to decide how they want to manage those debts effectively. And of course, for bearing that liquidation risks, insurers are the people who earn the highest interest rate in the system. This is all scalable, and currently, with the highest risk and the highest leverage in the system, each individual borrower would be paying around 100% APR. That's just how we set the constant, and this constant will be affected by the governance eventually. And but all the rest depends on every individual borrowers, and then we just aggregate them and split all of their interest payments among insurers and lenders. Hope that makes sense. So this is how we are distinct from classical collateralized stablecoins, and this sophisticated fintech approach with introduction of insurers allows us to significantly reduce collateral requirements and make like this stablecoin 2.0, which is really, really exciting. And not only stablecoin, but also the money market, where you can lend and borrow all the general assets, not just mint stablecoin. All right. Hopefully I answered your question. Next question about the I'm ready to register for beta, but I can't understand what promo code should I use. Well, Natalie, are you here with us?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you please answer the question about the promo code?
Yeah, sure. We will be actually releasing the particular code real soon, so just stay tuned for that.
Nice. Yeah, guys, it seems like I dropped off for a sec.
Natalie, what was that again? Okay, I'll answer your question. So the idea with promo codes was simple. We want to know which community you're coming from. So if you're coming from, let's say Astar, just put Astar there. Akala, put Akala there. So we can later on divide you in teams, and each community team would compete for higher prizes. And pretty much, if your community is the most active in the system, you did a lot of trading, you did a lot of lending, you earned a lot of rewards in the system. We calculate your aggregate rewards, and if it's higher than others, you will get eventual boost in your rewards after the beta. Alex, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Okay, so was it? Yeah, sorry. What was it? The question? Yeah, was it the question regarding the promo codes?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think we addressed that. Nice. Yeah. So I mean, like again, if you are qualified as a participant of particular community, you will be participating in the overall kind of team qualification. And by the way, if you participate in our sort of closed beta with the address that you have contributed for our crowd loan or some other events in terms of Equilibrium, then you will be qualified as a team member of Genshiro in Equilibrium. So there will be kind of team qualification at the end of the day. Nice. Okay. So I guess that's almost it. Yeah, Peter. So, did you want to add something to that?
Yes, there is a last question about the xDOT, and so
what is that?
The username, I can't really pronounce it. So please look the last question in the Ask a Question section.
Okay, so you're telling. Okay, so they used okay, so you're telling us to accept our loss now. You, Peter, ask to Alex, or you answer, please use the dots you got from us for $40. You didn't use it at 8. Will you offer us real solution? You know, as I told you, I don't think that we are in the position to offer any kind of solutions here. Because like I guess if you lock your dots in crowd loans, you still kind of appreciate the impermanent loss there, and if your assets going like respectively dots or TSMs are declining in its price, then no one actually will compensate this loss for you. I'm sorry about that, really.
Alex, didn't we have an option for PLO one participants to actually swap?
No, we didn't. Yeah. So they definitely have this option. Yeah. So I mean, they can get that. But the question is like there is like the price drop of dots, I guess, and the main question was like whether we can do something with that. But I guess we cannot. Okay. So I think we need to start wrapping up. So again, guys, we are going close beta like real soon, and we really encourage you to participate in that because this is like the very important moment for us and our project development. So we have the application form live for those who want to join the closed beta campaign, and if you will be accepted for closed beta, you will get respective instructions via email, and then you will be able to compete for rewards in terms of our activity support program. So like the next steps in terms of like closed beta launch will be putting out the information on the activity support program. So we'll roll out nice short and sweet article which will be going in the full details of the campaign, like what will be the rewards, how exactly we will be distributing these rewards, and so on and so forth. So I see the question here, like right away in the chat, probably will be the last one we'll answer during this community call. Douglas is asking whether closed beta require KYC. I should admit that we are building a completely decentralized protocol and answering your particular question, there will be no KYC in the closed beta. You just need to fill out the application form. If you check the latest announcement with regards to closed beta on our Twitter, you will find the link to the application form there. And then if you will be qualified, we will invite you to participate in the closed beta testing. So without further ado, I guess we need to wrap up. Thanks very much for joining the 21st community call of Equilibrium. Hopefully we'll see everyone in a month from now on our next community call. Get prepared, and again, welcome to our closed beta. Welcome to fill out the application form, and hopefully everyone will get there. Thanks very much.
Thank you, guys. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.